Shalom Aleichem Chaverim v'Yedidim. This week's Haftarah is the Haftarah of Shlomo Melech building the Beis HaMikdash, and it's obviously, you see the obvious connection to the Parsha, where in this week's Parsha it says the famous pasuk, Va'asu li Mikdash v'shachanti b'soichem. The Eibishter commands Bnei Yisrael to make the Eibishter Mikdash a dwelling place. Now, even though it says Mikdash, it was the Yidden word in the Midbar, then it's referring to the Mishkan, but it's also applicable to the Mikdash later. The Baal HaTurim says a fascinating thing. The Baal HaTurim says the word Vishachanti, in the word Vishachanti, you could see clear connection to the two Batei Mikdashes, because Vishachanti has the letters Shachen, Taf, Yud. Shachanti, Shachen, Taf, Yud. Shachen, Taf, Yud means remes for the Beis HaMikdash, that the Eibishter was Shachen, the Eibishter was dwelling in Taf Yud for 410 years, because the first Beis HaMikdash lasted for 410 years. And then when you take the words Vishachanti, you could read it Visheni Taf Chaf. And the second Beis HaMikdash lasted for 420 years. So even though it's the pasuk over here is referring to the Mishkan, but there's clear connection to the two Batei Mikdashes that were built, one for 410 years and one for 420 years. Now, that is, it says in Chasidish Svarim that it's also Hashgacha Pratis, and it's very much connected to the fact that we're reading this concept specifically in the month of Adar, because Adar means Dar is Meloshen Dira, dwelling place, making a dwelling place. Adar means the Aleph, we are finding a Dira, we are finding a dwelling place for the Aleph, the Alufi Shalom, the master of the world. That specifically in this time, and perhaps because in this time we focus a lot on Simcha. Simcha, you're able to accomplish great things, so it's even greater time, a more auspicious time where you could accomplish this Dira B'Tachtainim. Now, what is this beautiful words? V'shachanti v'asu li Mikdash, make a Mikdash, v'shachanti b'soicham, and I will dwell in them. Now, in the Haftarah, we find very, very similar, but a slight difference. The end of the Haftarah says that Abayis Ashat Abayna, the Eibishter says to Shlomo HaMelech, this house that you will build, Im Teilach B'chukoisai, if the Yidden will follow my mitzvahs, mishpatai, v'shamarta kol mitzvahs, then I will keep my promise, v'shachanti b'soich b'nei Yisrael. In the parasha it says, v'shachanti b'soicham. We all know what the Medrash says, b'soich kol lechem v'echem Yisrael. In the Haftarah, it's much more specific. It's much more direct. It says, v'shachanti b'soich b'nei Yisrael. I will dwell literally within all the Jews. I will dwell within them. Now, I saw that the Ben Yehoyada, it's also brought from others. What does it mean, b'soich b'nei Yisrael? It says, take the word b'nei Yisrael, and take the toich, the middle letter from those words. The middle letter from the word b'nei is nun. The middle letter from the word Yisrael is resh. If you take those two letters, the toich, it makes up ner, candle. What is the candle? When you let the candle burn, the ner Hashem nishmas adam, when you let the candle, the neshama, do its job and illuminate the world, then you're on the right path. Then it will be v'shachanti. How do we see that in the word? Because if you take the words B'nai Yisrael, and take the two letters out, the ner, and you let the ner shine, what the letters that you're left with is Bi Yesh Kale. Within me there is God. Just let the light flow. Let the light burn, ignite, and make light. And work on the neshama to be strong. And then the Eibishter says, Bi Yesh Kale. You will have God within you. I want to connect it to, it's not, but I just heard this vart today, and I thought it was a phenomenal vart. You know, we're all into spreading Yiddishkeit and spreading the light of Torah. And sometimes we come across a situation where somebody has to be rebuked and put on the right path. So there are different approaches how to deal with somebody that's not doing right. One approach is to tell it to him as it is. Boom, boom, bang, bang. mitzvah l'sanoisoi. You have to say that, no sugarcoating. And other approaches, stay more positive and try to figure out not to focus so much on the negative. In this week's parsha, I heard a phenomenal lesson. It says when the pasuk lists off the donations that were needed for the Mishkan, it says Zav, Kesef, and all the goodies. At the end it says Avnei Shoyim v'Avnei Miluim. Why are they at the end? So Rashi says, because that's what the Nesiim donated. Why are they at the end? Because the Nesiim said, okay, the Beis Hamikdash, the Mishkan needs so-and-so, we will fill in whatever is needed. Let everybody bring, and when we see what's missing, we will bring that. And because they didn't rush to give the first donation, they did it. They did a beautiful thing. Whatever will be missing will kick in. But because of their atzlus, as Rashi says, because of their lack of zrizus, of wanting to be the first to bring the mitzvah, and they did everything at the end, so therefore they're mentioned at the end, and therefore the Torah says, when they quote what the Nesiim wrought, it says, V'hanesiim, without a yud, chaser yud, because it wasn't perfect. They should have rushed to do the mitzvah with more zrizus, even though they had its logical, great reason. But, so somebody, a great mechanech says, look at this. When you're discussing what the Nesiim brought karbonis, a positive thing they did, wow, in Parshas Nasi, there's pages and pages and pages repeating, look at this Nasi brought, look at this. They did something good. When they were getting rebuked for what they should have done better, the way the Torah rebukes them is take out a little yud. Spell their name, Vanisim, their title, but just take out the yud. That's how a Yiddish approach has to be, and spreading light, your light, or other people's light. Stay positive and share light.